One of the things that those combat experiences, in particular in Desert Storm, one of the things that they did was taught me how to deal with fear. And it's not like you don't become afraid of some things, but I think I learned how to face fear differently, not to always run from a complicated situation. Um, I try to also teach that, when whether it's powerlifting, whether it's wrestling, whatever it may be, I try to teach the most important thing is how to deal with intimidation
Okay.
because things can intimidate you. Getting that operations order, knowing that you're going into war, the chaplain comes, give you your last rites. The operation order says 50% of you are not expected to make it back. That's a very scary thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
intimidating, but you can't do nothing about it at the same time. You got two options. You either go and fight or you run. And like Lieutenant Griggs, he decided not to go and fight.
How does that make you feel seeing, I'm going to say your leader, your lieutenant, right?
That's
Your
yeah,
lieutenant, you seeing your
yeah,
lieutenant
Lieutenant, yeah.
break down in fear. That's
Right,
because, for the people that don't know that's watching it, we come up under you with this lifting thing.
right,
We didn't see you lift. To us,
right,
Zulu is the beast. You are the beast. When
right,
people speak in terms of beast.
right, right.
That's like us seeing you go to that weight in fear.
Yeah,
Like, dang, Zulu, I never seen you be afraid of
right,
anything.
right,
Period. Not just the gym, just the person I know.
right.
That's like us seeing you break down in fear. You got to think. You can only imagine how that's gonna make your soldiers feel.
Right.
You make us believe that the impossible is possible. So I
Right.
can only imagine you seeing your lieutenant break in fear. How that make you feel?
Oh man, it took something out of me.
Wow.
It made fear try to overtake me. That's the thing. Excuse me, I'm dealing with a little cold, bro. And what my first sergeant did, he straightened it because in the presence of weakness, because that's what he was being, strength had to show up.
Mm-hmm.
The first sergeant had to come up, and strength is assertive. Strength is not friendly. It doesn't speak to you. Okay, wait a minute, calm down. We're in war. So strength, you have to be strong in that kind of situation. So what he did, he tried to, you got a couple seconds to get yourself together. And if not, he smacked him. I'm talking about he slapped him like I'm talking about with everything.
Right.
You're gonna have to get together. And he couldn't do it. He was just overtaken with fear. And he broke down. So he could not be a part of going into battle. And that's one of the things, like I said, one thing if I would always hope that people see in me when we train, whatever we're doing, or just living like a man,
Mm-hmm.
that you got to know how to deal with fear because it's going to be in everybody's lifetime. You're going to run into scary situations to where you're going to be asked to be a man. And if you can't be a man, you're going to be something less than a man. And that's why these generations, this generation today, are kind of so weak because when they run from the task, they're getting their woman to step up to the task, and that's not where she's supposed to be. The man is supposed to be in charge of that situation. And so it taught me how to be a man, in other words. I understood I was operating as a boy. It's not about who I think I can whip and all those other things, It's other things that come in your life that you have to face like a man. And that's what I was lacking. I only knew how to lash out one way. So I mean, if that wasn't effective, then I had no other answer for you.
Okay.
You know?
And somehow I'm glad that you mentioned several times is the word fear.
Right.
Um, I think with us as I don't know about other cultures, but I know with our culture, fear is something that doesn't come out of a man's mouth as much. It's we have that tough act.
Right.
It's not really it's kind of frowned upon to admit that you was fearful
Right.
at any time.
Right.
And for you to be able to say that and say it so freely and proud about what it made you become and mold you into.
Right.
I think that's very important. I'm glad that you said that on film for anybody that's watching. A lot of young
Right.
men need to hear that. It's okay to be fearful
Right.
because fear is going to help you overcome and become the person you are. The importance of it is not to run from
Run
it,
from it.
but
Right.
know how to deal with it.
Right.
Um,
That's right.
Also, what I want to get into, because I think we're gonna probably end up having to cut it short because it's getting late. But I want to get you on here again. I'm sure
No
everybody else
problem.
gonna want you on here again.
No
So I'll
problem.
go over a few things that I'm gonna want to touch on in the future. But for right now, I do want to know when you got to Kansas City, what year it was,
Right, right.
what made you come to Kansas City?
And well, maybe the way I got to Kansas City, my last duty station when I was in the military was Fort Riley, Kansas.
Okay,
It's right out there. It's a little town called Junction City.
okay,
You may know about that, where that is.
I didn't
But
heard
that
of
was
it.
my last duty station. And what happened is that my wife was pregnant with young Bull. Now,
So time out. That's my bad as an
right,
interviewer.
right,
I'm learning. I'm new at this.
right.
I skipped something very important, man.
What was that?
Your wife. When did you meet
Oh,
your wife?
yeah,
Was
yeah,
that in the
yeah.
military? How did you? Man, I missed
Yeah,
so
man.
much
Me
stuff.
and my wife been married 30 years now.
Okay.
This last the September 6th was our 30-year anniversary. I met my wife right.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you. I met my wife right before I went in the military.
Okay.
Right before I
So
went
is she
in.
from Louisiana?
She's
as well?
from Louisiana
Okay.
too, but she's not from New Orleans. She's from a place called Franklin, Louisiana,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is a little town, where my father was from. It's more of a country town. It's not like the city like New Orleans.
Remember, I'm from Mississippi.
That's
I'm from
right. So you
small
know
town.
what's
Yeah,
up. You
yeah,
know what's going
yeah,
on with that.
yeah.
So yeah, I met my wife there, man, and I have a wonderful woman, brother. And I'll tell you, I got a real woman. She stuck with me through all my craziness, man, and through all my, just being a wild dude at that time, man. She stuck with me. It's the right kind of woman for me
Right.
that I needed in my life, and our relationship is stronger today than it ever was, man, because we know each other. I have a lot of respect for her to where I won't do nothing to embarrass her, to shame her, because I understand how to live like a man.
Right.
And prior to that, didn't know how to live like a man. But one of the things that I have learned is how to honor my woman. And so, I got a good woman, man. So that's how I met the Lady Tank
Okay.
Commander,
See,
my queen.
I was thinking that took place in Kansas City.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
she came with me.
I appreciate that, man, because now
Yeah.
you still dropping jewels, man. Because,
Right.
like I said, I'm trying to learn how to do this, and you now
Yeah,
I would
man,
never
you got.
forget to ask.
Well,
that.
you got access to me anytime.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely, man. So you get to Kansas City. How was
Right.
that experience for you? What were some of the things that you know? Because I know when I came back in '98, and it was
Yeah.
a culture shock for me. I'd never been to a big city before.
Yeah.
It's the biggest city I ever been to. So it still shocked me to this day when people say Kansas City is small.
Right.
But I'm from a
Right.
small town in Mississippi.
Right.
And first time out of Mississippi, really. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.